Hello, and welcome to the Battlerealm Bulletin, a weekly show where we cover all of the news and drama regarding Marvel Contest of Champions. I'm your host, Steel22, and let's get right into the news. Our top story is the release of version 45.0, which is live in game right now, and with it the release of Arcade and Northstar into the contest. Arcade is a notorious hitman who constructs elaborate murder worlds to trap his contestants and finish them off with his own brand of chaos, and thus has been promoted as a very troubling defender. Northstar is the newest member of the contest to receive the Alpha Flight tag. He possesses hypersonic speed, flight, and photon blast, making him sort of a mutant mix of Quicksilver and Photon. Looks like a very fun champion. With the new update is also the start of the second saga in MCOC, Arcade Games. Based around Arcade's murder world, certain champions in the Tech and Science class will receive the House of Mirrors defense tactic in Alliance War, and certain champions in the Cosmic and Skill class will receive the Clarity attack tactic. There are still 3 champions after Arcade yet to be released that will be part of the Arcade Games saga. All Saga champions will receive a permanent 10% boost to their attack and health across the contest for the duration of the saga as attackers. These boosts will not apply to defenders. And just like last saga with Nightcrawler, there is of course going to be a chase champion for the Arcade Game saga, and that champion is Captain Marvel. There will be a solo event lasting for 3 months that will reward a 7-star Captain Marvel as its final milestone. You can get points by opening Magnetron crystals, which will be the featured crystals. Also with the version 45.0 update is 2 new features, the first being Quick Heal, a way to heal your champions up even quicker so you can get right back into the action, and the second being an improvement to the victory track in Battlegrounds. Now 2 medals will be secured for victory across the entire victory track, and a defeat stays at 1 medal lost. This will assist players climbing up the ranks and breaking through the Gladiator circuit quicker than ever before. On May 29th was the launch of Part 2 of the Spring of Sorrow and the infamous Onslaught boss. There are 4 objectives to complete for Valiants and 3 for Paragons against this boss, rewarding 4 Spring of Sorrow points for Paragons and 5 for Valiants. You can get 1 point just by defeating this boss as anyone, but you can also get 1 point by using a champion tagged as a Karina challenger such as Shang-Chi, Diablo, Void or others. There is also a point up for grabs for using a hashtag hero champion released in 2021. Using Shang-Chi can get you this point as well as the previous point, or if you prefer, you can use a different champion, such as America Chavez or Hercules. There is of course an opportunity to awaken the 7-star version of Deathless King Groot that summoners were able to form last month. Defeating this Onslaught boss with Deathless King Groot will give you a duplicate of this champion, getting him to Sig 20. And finally, Valiant players will have an objective to use a champion of medium size and in the Avengers to get the final Spring of Sorrow point up for grabs. The best options being Photon, Captain America Sam Wilson, and Captain America Infinity War, who can also be used for the Karina objective. There has been an announcement for Season 50 of Alliance War, which will begin on June 12th. There are some nice quality of life changes, especially for officers when it comes to the placement phase of the game mode. However, the big news was that there is going to be an increase in the number of bands on the Elite map from 3 to 5, giving defending alliances a lot more control over how their defense is approached. Of course, this will be the first of 2 Alliance War seasons running the House of Mirrors defensive tactic and the Clarity attacker tactic. Good luck to everyone competing in the upcoming Alliance War season. You know what really grinds my gears this week? All these Cosmic Champions, all 18 of them, well, about to be 19, and Venom the Duck isn't one of them. Look, if you're not going to buff him, at least make him relevant in Alliance War, especially so he can make his debut in Tier 1. But I will start a trend today because of this. This is the first time I'm lodging an official request for a Venom the Duck buff. Thank you. Now, let's go to Steel 23 for an arena forecast. Thank you, Steel. So we just had the conclusion of round 1 of the Asteroid M arena for Magneto. Magneto is a very powerful mutant, his magnetism ability giving him immense control over a lot of annoying metal defenders. So if you're struggling against certain metal bosses in story content, especially Act 6, definitely consider grinding for this guy in round 2. I recommend 16 million points to be super safe. And of course we had round 1 of the Sable International Arena for the brand new champion Silver Sable, who I'll be honest is not the most impressive champion this year, but she does have some cool stuff with her Sable lines from her special 1 that can lead to big critical shock damage. If you want a champion that you can have some fun with, aim for 120 million points in round 2. That's all from me. Back to you, Mr. 22. Okay, let's look at the top 5 CC videos that I've watched this week. At number 5 from my buddy Shub is his most recent Alliance War video. This is just the final war, but really the whole season is full of highlights. He demolishes so many bullseye bosses with his Sunspot, and also does heaps of fights with Werewolf by Night, Toad, and Spider-Man 2099. Number 4 is from my alliance mate MCOC Noob, who walks you through all of the Spring of Sorrow objectives for the Onslaught fight and describes all of his pain points in hilarious detail. If you're still struggling to find the best champion for you for this fight, definitely give this a watch. Number 3 is from a channel I just recently came across, and that's Yori. He takes his Gambit to rank 3 in hilarious fashion, before proceeding to show him off across the contest in a very entertaining showcase. I was definitely impressed by Gambit, I didn't think he could do the things that he did. Next, at number 2 is B McG's showcase of his brand new 7-star Sasquatch, proving all people who say he's just a defender wrong. I have a rank 2 myself, and watching this made me want to press that rank up button so much, but I'm not allowed to. Super entertaining showcase, truly an underrated champion still, despite being in the contest for so long. And at number 1 is the most impressive solo I have seen of the Spring of Sorrow Onslaught. Allison edits using a 4-star Invisible Woman of all champions. It's far from a perfect solo because of course Onslaught's AI can do some funky things, but by dexing the special one perfectly, she is able to stack up heaps of fragility on him in order to get a huge boost to her damage. Very, very impressive. So before I give you this week's riddle, let's quickly go over last episode's one. These are the questions, and the answer was of course Gallon. So he doesn't mind fighting Doctor Doom because he's immune to Nullify, but he hates fighting Rinchard because he's not immune to that pesky Neutralize. Now let's look at this week's riddle. I can inflict stun outside of the parry mastery. I can gain a percentage of the power my opponent gets. I can lower block proficiency with one of my special attacks. All of my attacks are physical. Who am I? And remember to make sure you leave your answer in the comment section. But until next time, I'm Steel22. Thank you so much for watching the Battlerealm Bulletin, and peace out.